Hey man, how you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. Just, quarantine. No haircut day 1000.
Can we start with your name and where you're from?
My name is Giomani. I'm from Georgia, the country Georgia. I'm from the capital of it. It's called Tbilisi. So I'm from Tbilisi, Georgia.
Hey Gio, you mind telling the world like a good experience? Maybe elaborate a little bit on it in your like a good experience from your life.
Hmm. I'm trying to think about it because, like, I have, like, parts of my life that I kind of want to, like, almost keep hidden because I feel like it's, like, just like real personal information. But I guess I'll tell a story, like, just like kind of like how I came here, like kind of a little bit of what I've been through as a kid. I could say that, you know. Um, so basically, I was like 10 years old, and I just literally coming like I remember like coming back home from like my friend's birthday party, just a regular 10-year-old would, like type shit. And then, um, literally, like I remember, like 2 hours later, just like my both of my parents like panicking, just like I didn't know, like what I'm saying, like I just didn't know what was going on. I was like, huh, like, like what's going on, And so then, my dad pulled me to the side, and he told me things like that were happening in our family at the time, which I can't really disclose that type of information, but basically, yeah. And then basically, I had to move to the United States for some really bad circumstances, and then I remember just like having to tell all my friends like bye forever, because when you're from the other side of the world, like, and you go somewhere that age, everyone knows that it's like you're gonna be there forever. And I just came out here, lived in Texas for a bit, and then came to LA, with my parents, whatever, with like barely anything left, like financially. And like it was just like life just got hard from there, bro. Just like like you see yourself going from, I grew up very differently than I am now. Like in Georgia, like I grew up with a lot of coming from like a family that was doing well in life. Like my family was definitely doing very well, and I never really struggled at all, like at all, like as a kid. And then going from that to like completely having to struggle throughout the years, and things just getting worse and worse and worse. And then it's like I feel like I grew up on both sides of the fence. Like I know what it's like to live in a family of money, and I know what it's like to live in a family of nothing, and actually on your own, all before the age of 21. And it's like, you know I just left a lot of things out, because some of the things that I stated, I would want my like listeners or whoever sees this to like know about me later on in life. Just because it's like real private information, and like certain things I don't know if I could talk about. But yeah. So that's pretty much like what makes me me. Like seeing both ends of the spectrum and knowing how it is, like, of having everything to nothing. And that's why I always have worked. Like I don't know what it's like to have nothing, because not having nothing is not the same as having like good things. So my mentality and how I work and like how I do my music and everything is just all like all in or nothing. Because to me, like, my biggest goal is just to like leave a legacy, and just be the greatest that I could possibly be. Like, not even comparing it against anyone, it's just the greatest that I could possibly be. But I feel like that drive and that mindset comes from, losing everything to finding you in yourself on your own. I feel like if we don't spend the time to find ourselves on our own, then we're never gonna know our purpose. And if we don't know our purpose, that's the worst thing in life. So my biggest thing is like you could always take anything away from someone, but if you have a purpose, you always find your way up. And that was why I told my story, and that was just some of it. And I hope eventually I'll feel more confident to give the details that might make my story go from like an 8 to a 10 intensity level. As far as like how much I went through. And it's a lot. I could write books about it, and which is why that's my plan to eventually write a book about my life, because I've seen like very, very, very terrible things, and I've seen very, very, very good things, and I'm just here to highlight the good and just spread more good.
All right, Gio. So in this series, we basically talk about our life experiences, like good and bad, and you basically stated both in
Yeah.
one answer. So I was wondering if you can give the world a piece of advice
A
of
piece
any
of
sort,
advice,
any kind.
good or bad or both, whatever in case, whatever, like however you might view life right now, just know that there's always going to be that balance in life where like you can't always, there's no such a thing as always being at like a high peace, unless you're literally a freaking like a monk, like that's like meditates and does absolutely the same things every day as a part of a routine. Then they're always gonna, they might always stay in a peaceful mind, and even they have emotions. So don't worry about that, and just as long as you, even in those moments, as long as you block it off and spread love, you, those moments aren't going to be so bad to the point where it's going to really do anything in the long run. So just make sure you always remember that fear is the opposite of love, and never fear anything. Whether you fear becoming successful, or whether you're very good and you fear like, damn, like fuck, I just don't know if I'm going to make it. Like if you have these thoughts, that means that there's no love there. And if you lose the love there, then you can't ever come back to it. And the best thing is to gain the love for what it is that you do, that it becomes literally your life. It literally becomes everything you ever want to do, because it's, some say it's true, like money doesn't make you happy, certain things don't make you happy. And honestly, I've kind of seen it as a kid more than now, and I was happier. So I know, like it does, but I'm not gonna leave a comment on that, because that's to each his own. But one thing I could tell you is that whether that's true or not, if you have love, I feel like in the long run you always be happy. And if you fill your body up with love, you're never gonna attract anything bad. And if you attract something bad, your love will be so strong that it's gonna defeat it. So I feel like your main purpose in life is love. So put love before anything that you do.
All right, Gio. Appreciate your time and thank you for the advice.
Yeah, man. Of course. Thank you.